can take minutes for
I
that.
can, you want, all right, that sounds great, thank you. All right, guys, oh, so much to do. Celtics are on tonight, so we are gonna motor. Right, Mark? Am I right?
I wasn't gonna push it again.
Rick already said that. He's like, I can't even believe Mark's actually having this meeting. All right. So we have to approve the minutes from our last meeting. So can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Perfect. And
Seconded.
second. Awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
I forgot my glasses. Shoot. That's gonna be fine.
Felicia, do you vote aye on that one?
Aye.
All right. Couple of bills we have to pay. We have our portable toilets that are there, up and active. We have 4 on. I can't see this, but anyway, so we have a bill schedule like we've gone through before. Here it is again. So this comes out of our general fund. So I've already noted it on our financial spreadsheet. So we just all have to sign this. The invoice is underneath that if you want to see it.
Are your glasses in your car?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get them.
No, I'm just gonna. I mean, it's big enough print. I can always take a picture and zoom if I need to also. Great. We have to also pay the 2 program vendors that we have. So myself is one of them for the fitness classes. And then we started a yoga program, which Felicia and I went to.
Yeah, how's that?
Very good.
Zen. It was really good, actually.
Where was that held?
1870.
1870 Thursday nights. It's a 6-week program. There's 2 Thursdays so they don't run consecutively. But there were flyers put up, and they were in the electronic backpacks and stuff. So this woman's, we're going to pay her. Remember, we keep a percentage, which we can revisit that at any time. But we keep a 10% retention fee off of any programming that we do, at least for these 2. So those are there too. I can't sign this because it's a payment to me. This comes out of a different fund. Thank you all. Thank you all. That comes out of our revolving or like programming.
Can I see the one the bill we just signed? Sorry.
This one right here?
I forgot to
Sure
write
thing,
down.
you got it, yep. So what we get approved at the annual meeting is our general fund. That's where all like everything that portable toilets, fields, trash, or Goose, everything comes out of there. Programming goes into the revolving fund and then goes back out.
Yep.
So
All right, here we go. Thanks.
you're welcome. And then we're gonna make 2 deposits. We don't have to sign these. So these are the checks for, one is for the fitness programs. That was for the month of, I can't see.
Oh shoot, you need my check.
Yeah, but that's okay. If you didn't bring it up, then I can just.
Okay.
It's still the total's still the same. So this is for the fitness programming. All the checks are here. We make the check account. The account is on the back. I do all of that. I'm gonna photocopy all of this and get this to the treasurer and the town accountant. You don't need to sign this, but just so you guys know, 525 is getting deposited.
And what is this from?
This one is from. That one's from. What does that say? This is yoga. This is the boot camps.
Oh, okay.
Yep, these are the boot camps, and this one's yoga.
Cool.
So then this money goes in, but we keep a little bit of that, so that's not going to match the figures that are going out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Sorry.
No,
probably
it's hard
not
to do
just
the
start
minutes.
typing. So we get like 10% of this, basically?
Correct.
Got it. So
Yep.
10% more than this is what we got, and this
You got
reflects
it.
90%.
You got it.
Awesome. I just
Yep.
signed.
Did we ever get any payments from the Spartans? Wasn't that going to be a big payment
Oh,
here?
it's a big debacle, the Spartans. But yes, they're going to pay us $500. But that we're waiting on that money.
What is that?
Spartans, we rent out the field to an AAU baseball team.
Oh, right.
Yep, and they're gonna pay us for, the season's not that long, but it's a $500 flat fee rate. Guys, that's all the bills.
Just the 2?
Yep,
Or 3, I
Yep.
guess? Okay.
yeah, so the 2 vendors, and then we had to pay Cully Septic.
Got it.
And that was it on that. And that is more deposit, right? Oh, we have to add that too.
Sorry.
What is
No,
that?
no, don't worry, don't
I
worry.
didn't add it. This
Nope.
is from the Halloween.
Oh, the donation?
Just donations.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been in her safe, locked
Wow.
away.
So
So
What'd
I'm,
you get?
$500 bucks.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna add that cash, right?
Do you want me to recount it?
No, did you already count it?
Like
I'll
forever
recount it.
ago.
All right, we can recount it again, but you said 500.
5 something. I can recount it now.
So then this will also go into our revolving fund,
Yep.
because we can't put anything in our general fund, only they can do
Sure.
that.
Do we need to deposit, do we have a deposit from the yoga and fitness that we have to put in?
We do, yep. So we're gonna deposit for yoga, we're gonna deposit $456. And fitness is $525.
How do we, if we're taking 10%, how does that work?
Check going out for,
What's that?
there's a check going out for like 400 on each one of these.
So these get deposited in, and then we write,
Oh, got it, got
Okay.
it, got it, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, and the net is the 10%. If I, to subtract the outgoing minus the deposits, that's the 10%.
You
Yep.
got it, you got it,
Roger.
you got it.
Thanks.
and we can probably actually, once we really start rolling in the programming, start seeing sort of what we're netting, right? Because that's
Yeah,
good, so,
definitely.
right.
Kind of budget for that.
Yeah, totally. And then we're also gonna, Bob, make an additional deposit on top of those two for the donation money here.
Got it. I gotta get the sweatshirt stuff done too. I wanna get that.
Oh, yeah, that's another great idea, yeah.
That'll save some.
Listen,
money.
you know, everyone, we're just holding on here, we're doing great. Everyone's doing great. That's great.
Is this gonna take much longer for Lisa? Should we
I
adjourn
think it's
until next
5:14
month?
I think it's 5:14.
All right, 5:14.
Hopefully I counted
It's called
right.
fine.
That's great, so that will go
Trust you.
into the revolving also.
Great.
I have to organize this now or it's gonna make me angry.
Yeah. All right, so we'll talk about well, actually, why don't we do the courts first? We'll start there. We'll do the court update first, then we'll go to programming.
Okay.
We can talk about anything that we need to discuss as in our little,
Yeah, I can give you an update.
Groups.
Look there, schedule, all right.
oh my gosh, first of all, the amount of emails that you've had to field with this lady, and I don't even know who the other guy is.
She's all good. It's okay.
It's just a lot.
Well, it's a choice, right? Like I'm trying to stay on top of her and just
Yeah.
in a good way, but in a nice way, but just following up, right? I don't
Yeah.
want to just throw emails into a vacuum and wait a month because I know sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and probably a lot of people are doing these projects right now.
Right.
Overall, they're doing well. Lazaro's doing well. They're a little behind schedule. We're about a week behind schedule right now. Based on the schedule they shared, they should have put the binder coat down last week. So the plan was to get all the fence posts and hoop posts and net posts, the sleeves set in the ground
Yeah.
first, and then they put the binder on top, and then they can just slip the posts and probably hydraulic cement them in, and then do your final coat on top, and it's all nice and clean.
Can I ask you one question that
Yeah.
people have asked? Is the length of that longer going toward the pond, or does it just look that way because they went over a
The
bit?
height.
Yeah,
The
it
depth
definitely
thing.
looks closer. It was, I think Mark measured 8 feet from the water line to the old court, so it is close. It looks like we probably lost a couple feet, and it could be I don't know. It could be that in them setting the dimensions, they fixed the front, by the street
Yeah.
and grew it to the back, or it could be in the leveling process when they added material to get the grade level. That material kind of tapers off.
Yeah.
And that taper wasn't there before, right?
Right,
Because
right.
it was all scraped away and just kind of ended
Okay.
cleanly.
I
So,
always wonder if we're gonna be able to walk around it.
That's what I was
I
wondering.
wonder if we can remove,
so there's
take some out after.
the spec that we gave Lazaro asked for them to taper from the edge of the court 48 inches out with loam, taper it down to grade, and then seed it. And they actually brought it up to us that if we put 4 feet of loam on the outside of where we're already at, you're going to be darn close to the water, and that's probably going to erode, and I'm not sure if that's really what you want. And they suggested a material called riprap, which is
Oh, yeah.
like 3 or 4 inch rocks that kind of lock together. It's used for erosion control, and you could put it on the backside of the court instead of the loam and seed. We asked them to quote us that, but I actually asked Kristen, I'll explain why, but I asked Kristen today if she thought we may be able to find some money to do something a little nicer than that. Like a little wall would be ideal, right? A little retaining wall, even if it were poured concrete.
Salvage that
Just
side
to
of the
crisp
building.
up that edge and preserve as much of the grass as we can.
Okay.
The rock would be probably better than dirt from erosion, but it's a really uneven surface. You know,
Yeah.
kids are going to be walking on it. Those rocks are
Right.
going to move and
Right.
get thrown in the lake and in the pond.
It'd be cool to have a little wall there you can kind of sit on.
Yeah.
Before you pull in the water.
It really
I was
would
gonna
be.
suggest
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
Probably big
I don't know. That might be wishful thinking that we could find money for that, but
We just want to keep conservation in the loop, obviously, too.
yeah.
They're right across the hall.
Exactly.
Not that we're going to call them now. but-
Exactly. So they're a little behind. I
right.
think we settled the basketball equipment.
Yep.
I did ask them today, like if we're holding them up, right?
I thought that was really nicely
This
said.
is something that I don't want you to be waiting on us. As a side note, Kristen mentioned that she's going to ask them to quote taking down the barn.
Oh.
And it sounds like one of our community members may have suggested a replacement building or found identified some options. Sounds like.
Ask Lazara to take down the.
Yeah, and basically create a parking area down there.
Oh, wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah, while they're at it, it is a great. And she
Oh, like
suggested
pave it?
maybe using ARPA funds. Yeah, just wipe it out, make a proper
Great.
parking lot down there. Yeah, the only thing is, and again, separate from, I mean, that's a great idea, period. End of, next chapter.
Yeah.
If we take that building down, not that it's Rec's responsibility, but the highway department stores the groundskeeping equipment in there. There's a lot of
stuff.
equipment that they use actively to care for the field. So I don't know where they'd put that stuff, if they'd bring it down to the town barn or.
It's pretty big, the town barn.
I'm sure they've
Just
got the space for it.
inconvenience of having to transport everything down
Yeah,
there,
I don't know.
but
They also have
There's
where the fitness
But can they
equipment's-
run it up and down 62 each time they need to mow the lawn?
Yeah, I think that's probably an inconvenience, right?
yeah, well, they have trailers, but yes.
They also do
Not
the
as
right beside the
convenient.
salt shed. That space.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a pretty
So
good.
maybe that's
he
a
makes-
better spot to put outdoor equipment or groundskeeping equipment, and then we make a little rec shack up by
Yeah.
the courts. Anyway, that's something that Lazaro's gonna put a quote
That'd be
together
great.
for.
That'd be a nice
That would be
improvement.
awesome. Yep, that would look so nice down there.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
the stuff for the equipment nailed down. There's still this like back and forth over $600. I don't want to micromanage them,
Yep.
but they did direct me to call the manufacturer. I called them and they helped us choose equipment that would fit within the budget. It was actually a little cheaper than what they suggested to begin with. So
Perfect.
just trying to push back appropriately, but not
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
So what we need to tell them
Yeah.
next is we need to nail down colors.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm still waiting an answer to my question of, do we have infinite choice of colors, or is there a palette of colors we should choose from? That's
Right.
usually my guess. Do you guys want to take some time now to talk about this?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because we're all here.
Okay. So we've got, like two usage areas. We've got the tennis courts and the basketball
Yeah.
court. And we have if we don't go overboard, we have up to 9 areas to choose colors for. So this region around the tennis
Yeah.
courts, okay? I'm gonna pull up some pictures so you guys can see, here's a really,
Typical tennis court is like green, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Or
a
blue.
lot of ways, yeah, it could be, I think,
It's usually green, dark blue, and light blue, right?
here's an example of, kind of a clay color on
Classic,
the
yeah,
outside
yeah.
with green on the inside. I've seen the inverse of that too. I mean, we could get,
So those are pickle. Wait.
these are
Blue?
tennis courts.
The blue's pretty sharp. It's nice.
Does the color,
Oh, how many times have I knocked?
Does it matter like
What the frick?
as far as like sun exposure or like do certain colors heat up more? Or is the color kind of irrelevant?
If I had to guess, I would imagine that the more vibrant the color, the less color fast it is. In other words, the more it'll fade over time. You'll notice fading more.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah, right.
shoot for like hot pink, it'll look great for the first year,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's going to fade. I'm totally speculating, but
I think in that, I would go with, I like the traditional like.
Yeah, I do like the
something that.
traditional look too.
I do too. And then we also have the basketball court. So, all right, so let me break it down. So we've got this sort of outside, let me go back one, outside of the tennis courts, right, which is the clay color here. Inside of the tennis courts, that's all one color, so they happen to have it green here. Lines, whatever, white would be traditional.
Right.
Then we have,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no worries. Then we have, just inside this area, then we have 4 pickleball courts.
Yeah.
And pickleball courts are generally, these areas are one color and the center area is
Yeah.
a different color. Yeah,
It's a lot of colors.
it's a lot.
I'm surprised they don't give like recommendations like.
I asked, I can probably push for what's just traditional,
Yeah.
and we can.
Because there's probably something to it where like the pickleball, you want like good like color variation between the pickleball and tennis.
Have
Like,
you
who
seen-
has those
is there
around?
like a combo
Like Hudson's.
court that we
Hudson
could
is
look
pickleball
at?
on tennis. We should look at
Yeah.
their color scheme.
We should, yeah.
I wish I took a picture. They have one in like on the vineyard by the park that we always go to, and it's like it's so nice. I
Really?
feel like it's
The vineyard is so nice. No way.
Now their tax money.
The pickleball courts I've seen. Peg, what color do you play on pickleball courts?
Green.
Yeah, it's like green and blue, right? Yeah.
So here's.
That's what I've seen, the green and blue.
Oh,
I
See,
think
that
there's a
doesn't look
couple ways
bad.
we could do it, right? We could
The blue in
we
the
could do
middle.
that, right? I've also seen saw another one where we don't have to make it. We don't have to take advantage of every color option and make every box a different color, right?
No.
Like that's just one color and that's kind of clean.
I would say we want to make it as clean as possible.
Here's a pickleball court inside of a tennis court, and it's all the same color. It's just lined differently.
I feel like that's confusing.
It might be, yeah. And this is only one court, one pickleball court centered. We're going to have 2, right? So it might get
Oh yeah, no, I like the other one you
I like
had,
the
that
green
one
with the
more.
blue in the middle.
Because those boundaries
Yeah,
are set
that's
nicely.
good.
I like that too.
Are the lines the same? Oh,
Yeah, it almost looks exactly.
so just white for the other lines.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I see what you're saying. White,
Like the pickleball
white.
lines and the tennis court lines?
Yeah.
It would be nice if we like had the space and the money to do like separate pickleball, separate tennis.
You want to put a change order together for the?
No, I'm just saying like it would be like obviously double the cost, but like, it would be really nice to have that like that. Just
I agree.
Yeah.
because this
Hindsight's 20/20,
that's
right?
Busy, you know.
That is
But
busy.
I think we knew that going in, and that was
Yeah.
kind of like the budget. we had.
Yeah.
I wonder how, if you're playing tennis, how do you know where the baseline, is that what that is?
In line, yeah.
Oh, right. Right, because it's not clearly marked.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a
There's
line
gotta be.
over
They
it.
must do a line.
So we like, we don't have to commit to anything tonight, but
I
just
say
like.
just put that down as the zero order.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so
I would maybe even suggest doing the entire pickleball lines a different color than the tennis lines.
Yep, we could maybe like a little subdued.
Yeah.
Or just
yeah.
Like a yellow or something.
Yeah, or like a yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And keep the tennis white and the pickleball yellow. How many lines are on a tennis court?
A bunch.
A lot,
Oh, really?
like doubles and singles. And all
Oh, okay.
And if it's okay with you guys, we'll ask the people that put it down.
Yeah.
Like I always like to say, here's what we're thinking. Are we nuts? Like, would you
Yeah.
want to talk us out
Right.
of this?
Right.
Okay, that's a great idea. Maybe in the meantime, too, we can get to Hudson
Yeah.
and see what they have.
that. We can do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All
All
right.
right. So then
Take a ride.
we're gonna go with that kind of clayish clay color. Inside would be
Yeah.
green.
Actually, this is Hudson. They have
Oh,
a
nice,
traditional.
nice. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, they have the same color scheme.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's just that, like.
Oh, you know what? I bet I could find it on Google Maps.
Oh, yeah,
that's a very
totally.
good point.
I did hear from someone that it's, when you put pickleball courts on top of tennis courts, it's difficult because of the lines.
Okay.
So as long as they're clearly marked. And, you know, the good news too is because we are just painting pickleball courts there, if we ever do decide to really change this,
So they didn't color them in. They just drew the lines.
Wow, and they have 4 on each, huh?
see, that's what we could have done, 4 in each.
We considered it, but it was really busy.
It was tight.
It's super busy.
That's insane.
That does look very
How
busy.
could anybody play next to each other?
They do it. I mean,
Because you just stay in your
crazy.
court.
Yeah, and I think there's actually lines here too, maybe centered, or maybe not.
So
All right,
maybe
we can-
adding that third color is
kind
too
of
much.
almost like just the lines.
Yeah, I feel like
It's more
it's,
like-
and then you can see the tennis lines.
Yeah, and you can
still.
see both of them.
Like the green tennis court is the base.
What do you think? You play pickleball. I don't play, I've never played it. I know, I'm gonna. Like an animal.
The courts that I play on are the ones over by Marlboro High. I'm not distracted at all, that it's just basically overlaid on the tennis court.
It's just lines painted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just know.
Not a,
You get
not a
focused in
different
on that.
color.
No, don't stand in the kitchen. Here's where you spot.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like the line, I think the more simple line, I think might be best rather than the separate colors.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Just the white though too, or do those as
I
a
like-
different color?
Yeah, yellow.
Okay, do
White
those
for
as yellow.
tennis, yeah, those for yellow, and then kind of just done.
Okay, I like that. We can have that as at least like as the
Yeah.
starting. We'll talk before
Okay.
we lock anything in.
Okay, yep, good idea.
And
Okay.
there's so many courts around now. Like we should do even more than just
Northborough.
Hudson. Like, just keep, if you
Oh,
see
yeah.
one, stop in and take a picture.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'll do that as well. Okay, then the next question is basketball.
Yep.
And so this is the court,
Mm-hmm.
right? These lines. This is the outer area that the court sits in. So we can color that. Generally, the key, not usually, but sometimes, including this guy. This is a separate color from the inner court. This
Yeah.
is called the inner court here. This whole area. This would be, I guess, the outer court. So this is almost always a different color than the inner court. Sometimes it includes this section,
Yeah.
and that's all one color. And then we have the option. Short of putting like the seal of Berlin here, like we could just match the color. We could choose to either leave this matching that, or have this match the key, which I think I kind of like that.
Yeah, I
I feel
like
like it
that,
breaks
yeah.
it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I don't know. I was wondering, a court outside, does it need colors?
Nope, it doesn't. It could just be black, but I think it's not uncommon. It's an opportunity we have if we want to give it color. Like it. We could. Here's an example of
Look at Boylston's.
something
I
that's
feel like a
pretty
lighter
traditional.
color won't be 5 million degrees.
It'll be sealed with something, so we could. I mean, we would be defining it as black or dark gray if we wanted it here, like it didn't have anything. It seems as though people get pretty creative with basketball court
I
colors.
see that. I'm just wondering why.
Yeah, I wouldn't do something crazy busy.
I don't
I feel like if
mind
something
that, but
goes with the color scheme of the other courts, like
without looking like a tennis court in
Yeah.
the shape of a basketball
Yeah.
court,
Yeah.
This is kind of like nice, the light green and dark green.
Oh, light green and dark green is nice, yeah.
So this is what Boylston.
Again, 'cause
has,
it's also a
just
green
and blue.
space.
Oh, yeah, green and blue, yep.
It's like something like that.
That's not bad.
Simple.
Yeah.
Where are those courts? In the
Boylston.
center?
Center?
Center courts.
Mm.
Kids don't play there.
What's on the outside of
There were
that?
kids playing there
Anything?
today.
Is the outside a different color or same color?
It's all just the green, white lines, blue center, and
So since this is going to be that like clay color, right? We could actually make this the same clay color.
Yeah,
so
I
it
was
just
thinking-
blends,
Yeah,
and then this
blend it in.
green,
it would look better.
Yeah.
and then the inside blue or a darker green.
I kind of like just that color scheme.
You like the blue?
Or if
Oh,
there's,
I like that.
because that's like kind of like the Berlin blue. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do like a B in the
Middle.
middle court?
Do we have an emblem for the town?
Yeah,
I think it's like the
it's the
bird.
Powder House.
Yeah.
It is?
I think so. You're thinking of the BMS
You like
Blue
the
Jay.
old school, the old school powder house. Like what they have on the shirts.
The seal, I think, is the
Yeah.
Powder House. I think so.
Oh.
I could be wrong. Do you guys want to do the same color here as here?
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
So we make. You agree?
Yeah. You know, I like to see, I'm trying to visualize it.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, I can see
Maybe
the
you could put
colors.
together like.
Oh, there it is. That's, but except instead of this being this same color, this would be blue, is what Mark's suggesting.
I don't think it looks bad like that either.
I don't
kinda
either.
like
Because
that
it all
better.
blends.
You like that better?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're
So
right. I
let's
do
make-
too.
That's like a.
E-clay.
And I think it's
Plain
less, yeah, and it's quieter.
You know, all
Yeah.
like look good.
So the
together.
inner court will be green.
Yep, in a quartz green.
That's this.
Bob, can you put together like a 3D rendering for us with just a few different color options?
And give you, and come up with a quote. And then, in terms of, do we like? So they have just this part
Yeah.
of the key as the clay color, and then Boylston's got the little half circle as well. What do you guys like?
I think I like including the half circle in that, right?
Can I see Boylston's again? Yeah, I like the half circle. I agree.
Play that
Oh, they
almost
put a
looks weird.
pickleball court on the.
Yeah.
Oh. God, they just are going everywhere.
Wherever you can find space.
So they just outline the pickleball in white. In that.
This
Yep.
is yellow.
And then we make the J.
It seems
the
like
same
pickleball
clay.
courts are yellow. Yellow lines.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Do you
yeah.
see yellow lines for pickleball?
That's what this one is. That's
Oh,
what
look at
this one
that.
was.
Well, that
They do them in at the hillside. Indoors.
Well, I think if it's in like a basketball court, I feel like that'd probably be good to designate the different color.
I don't know
All
if
right,
that's-
and then striping lines for the basketball court would be white.
Yep. Definitely.
That's gonna look nice. So we've got clay color
Yeah.
here. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but I'm calling it clay. Clay across all the way around. Green,
Yeah.
clay, clay, clay.
Yeah.
Right, all through here. And then green, green, all white lines, and then the pickleball courts will be lined in yellow.
Yep.
Hot.
Sounds like a solid plan.
I think that's great. Nice
Thank
job.
you. That's a good start.
Oh yeah, they do. Clinton does. Trying to find Clinton's color scheme.
Probably red.
Do we have a town color?
I
Navy
don't
blue.
know. Do we have a
It
town
used to be
color?
blue, like navy, or like bright blue, but they keep changing it.
I imagine Westboro's got a decent set of their pickleball courts.
Yeah, that's what Clinton has. They're just the traditional.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so they did the same color scheme.
Yeah.
They did green in the middle. Because those are just pickleball, right?
These
Not
are
tennis.
just tennis.
Oh, just tennis.
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm sure
okay.
they have a separate pickleball area.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, all right. And Westboro's got green and blue.
That'd be
for
nice to
their
have.
pickleball.
Nice track around
Yep.
football field.
Be amazing.
Not that we need a football field, but
I like it.
We could get.
These are like earthy colors. They're not. They're
Yeah,
not.
they're
the
not
colors that exist
loud.
in nature.
Yeah.
Right. I like it.
I like that too. I like that they're soft colors.
conservation will be happy.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's all we needed for that.
Are we going to name the courts?
We should.
Yeah.
Gary is one proposed name. Kristen mentioned having
God.
Lori Trahan out for our state rep for like a ribbon cutting.
Oh,
which
yeah,
I think
that's
would
a great idea,
I think
yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd
Yep,
be a good idea.
Yep. Yep, I love it.
Yeah, maybe a plaque.
For Lori, or for, you mean to name the courts?
No,
Okay.
for like a, I
That's
don't
a
know,
nice
like a,
gesture.
just a name for the courts, a little plaque or something on the,
Yep.
that we hang on a fence or something.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about that. That's a good
Berlin
idea.
National.
We have to figure out like the whole scheduling of who can play pickleball and when. I feel like that's gonna be a huge thing.
Yep.
So
Um,
maybe that's a precursor to our pavilion's scheduling tool.
Exactly. I think I can work on that. And
Media Mark.
Meeting Mark?
I think that's
Yeah.
a good idea to have like a QR code, where it basically takes you to like a sign up and you can
Oh,
sign up
genius.
and kind of reserve them. So I'm gonna do some research on that, but
That's a really good idea.
I think we definitely need some sort of
Yep.
Yeah.
like how do they do it where you play? Is it a
You sit and wait and you're polite.
Yeah, in Northborough, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Well-
unfortunately, if you're not a townie, then people look at you ugly,
Yep.
Yeah.
Real nice.
you know.
But I have heard of other towns that do, from 8 to 9, it's
Yeah.
beginners, 9 to 10, it's whatever. And
I think if we advertise a lot of times that it can't be used, like if, say there's like, if Peg's gonna start a league or something, or a group of people from this time to
totally,
this time.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
We probably
off
am
on
going to
the
want to
side.
have a sign with some like rules too. Like there will be
Yeah.
hours for pickleball. We're not going to want people out there. The neighbors probably aren't
They'll
going to
be
want people
pissed.
playing at 6 a.m.
Right.
No, because it's a noise ordinance anyways.
Right, you have the noise ordinance, so nothing before 7 and
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
after 9.
Yep, 7 and 9.
Okay.
Right. But we should have posted that's another thing we should have on the courts in general, you're right.
I mean,
The
do you-
opens at, closes at.
Be
those-
respectful. Clean up
yeah.
after yourself.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have any liability? I fall down, I break my leg.
Not after the cracks are removed and it's nice and smooth.
You haven't seen me play pickleball.
Is that something we have to have? Like,
Like, how would that, yeah,
how
how
do we
would,
even go about that?
What do you have for liability for baseball or softball?
well, those are
It
independent because
breaks
they rent the space.
I mean, what have we always had? I mean, nothing, right?
Yeah, nothing, it'd be
We just put a
town.
sign like player
No,
on
risk-
this.
yeah, that's.
Play your own
Yeah, 'cause
risk.
it's the same thing that you do for the pond. You
Yeah.
skate at your own.
Right, skate at your own risk, so.
I can
so you
work on
play-
some
yeah, Play at your
signage.
own risk. but
Okay.
Put something up there, because I guarantee that someone will fall down.
That's a good idea.
Rules.
As long as you have play at your own risk, you're exempt, okay. You know some sign people?
I
Just
do.
kidding.
Okay.
That's great,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I hope there's. Yeah.
It's gonna be good, and I can talk to, so I'll talk to Ally, Northborough Rec Director, and find out how because they just built theirs not that long ago, and what she's getting for feedback on reservations, first come, first serve, how they manage all that. I'll bring up your idea actually, and see if they had toyed around with that, and if they had any,
Yeah.
if it stopped because of anything or whatever. So I'll do that.
That's gotta be hard, I guess, once we see the interest.
I've heard it's going to be
And what do you do
Huge.
if
It's
someone's
going to be
there to play
huge.
tennis and
Huge.
people are there to play pickleball?
I know.
Who, who gets to play?
We should have like a we should have like a
Pickleball.
corner pit thing, and you have to like have a duel.
Like fight over it?
If only we could come up with
I was
like
gonna
a
say,
game
like,
they could
hours
play,
we could play.
like best 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
And whoever wins gets to play. Something simple that appeals to all ages.
I think you're probably going to get, because we're going to be rolling into the summer months, right? So you're going to have people that don't want to be out there in the heat, so they're going to come early.
Yeah, it's early and
Yep.
late.
Early and late.
Mhm.
And there's going to be generations that those hours are not for them, so they're going to be stuck with the hot, and they'll be fine with that.
Ideally, we won't even need a sign-up thing.
I don't think.
But I think having it ready.
We're
would
on
be
the
a
I
go.
good
think you
plan.
need some sort of like
Time limit.
that, or
Time
just
limit.
like if a bunch of people are here, we're some sort of like protocol. What
Yeah.
you do?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so how do you know when you get to courts, like who's next, who is next?
Oh, they'll tell you.
Oh. So just like basketball, if you're waiting to get on, I have next.
Is it like
I
pool?
have next.
Like, is that a good analogy? Like, you know,
You gotta
when
put your
people are
quarters
playing
out.
pool,
$5 on
Yeah.
it.
something like that, right? I mean, if you kept playing and there were people waiting, you'd hear about it in a pool hall or
Yeah.
Put that on the sign.
okay. It's like pool.
This runs like a pool.
It's like pool. Okay.
It's like
the
pool,
neighbors, the
guys.
neighbors are watching.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to that.
I think that's it for South Commons Court.
Awesome. Nice work. Do you want to do pavilion as we're on?
Sure. Yeah. Pretty quick update there. So I pinged Kristen when I got home from town meeting, asking her what the next steps were. She said, "Bob, I really need to take a few days off." And I said,
Understandable.
"Roger that." So I gave her some time. No, it wasn't quite that soon, but I gave her some time, and I'm going to meet with her Friday
Okay,
to talk
perfect.
about how to do it.
All right.
I'd love to do it a little bit differently than the invitation for bids, if we
Yeah.
can.
Do you have to do like an RFP for that?
So we did an IFB for this. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it depends. I'm a novice at it, right? But what Kristen explained to me is it kind of depends on what you're sourcing, right? If what you're sourcing is like very specific, you're trying to buy something basically, then you can potentially use the RFP process, which doesn't follow quite the same rules as the IFB. And you can be more targeted with the RFP than an IFB. The IFB has the lowest bidder award procedure and goes
Yeah.
through all that stuff that we went through. I'd be willing. I think we could save a little bit of money if we broke it up and like general
Nice.
contracted it ourselves. Honestly,
Yep.
so if we can do that and save a few bucks and make it happen faster, I'd want to try to do that.
Okay.
But I just don't know the rules
Did you
well enough.
suggest that before with this project, and it was
did.
not well received? And what was the reasoning?
They could consider bid splitting.
Oh, that's right. It could be. a
And honestly, in hindsight, like, I'm kind of glad we didn't split it up.
yeah,
'cause
but
it's,
this one.
it's a little more complicated than
Yeah.
I think any of us were envisioning.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know what goes into the pavilion. It seemed pretty straightforward. So,
Could you please loop in conservation?
Yes, we have to. And we should consider also the location, and maybe that is not the best location.
Why?
I think that close to the school could be a little bit problematic during school hours, because it's right next to the playground.
It's not that close to the playground, but I know what you're saying. Like the 50-year-old guy camped out at the pavilion during recess would be creepy. If I'm not saying, that's. I did talk to John about it, to John Campbell, to
Oh,
get
yeah,
his
what'd he
thoughts. He was okay with it. He didn't think that
Ah.
was something we would have to worry about. He liked the idea of a sign up, thinking, and asked like, well, if it's available, could we sign up to, take the kids
Sure.
out for a class or something? I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it would be far enough away that it's a kind of a special walk. Like when the kids go to the pond, they probably feel like they're in a different town when they walk to the
Right.
pond.
Right.
But
Bob, if you're looking at it here, where is it? Where's it going?
I should have brought the
Yeah.
plan. Damn it!
Oh, I have
basically where that it's like
I think.
so again, it's flexible, but I think we were thinking like here, like in this area,
Okay.
What is this
or
right here?
maybe like here.
It's going to be a parking lot.
Yeah, right about here.
So this is the pond. I just can't see
Pond,
well.
courts.
Okay.
Parking lot. That's the
laughing.
playground barn.
Okay.
So like, it wasn't. It was in front of the pond. So like maybe around here, I think is roughly where it is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let me tell you this. I like that. I do like the spot. So when years ago in 2000, I think this was,
Where did they put that though on this map?
that was over
Oh.
near past the volleyball court.
I don't think that's a good spot either.
I know. So there was a master plan drawn up for those recreational grounds that was approved by the town. And then I don't know, it just fell dead in
Rob
its
McKay
tracks.
sent it to me.
Yeah.
He was talking to us.
He was the
town
old
meeting.
rec chair, and he printed us up big ones.
Wow.
Oh, I haven't seen a video.
Yeah, however, there is a pavilion in there, but they put it on the other side, over near where the volleyball court is,
Like
Yeah.
across from the
across
other
over
part,
there.
basically.
Which I don't think that's the best spot either.
Yeah, I think that's not an ideal spot.
I don't think that's an ideal
If there was
spot.
any
Well,
other
people
spot,
park
I
there
feel
too.
like it
People
would
started
be-
to use that area, but like that's kind of like a dead zone. But maybe that's a good thing because maybe people would.
Huh.
I know. I'm trying to think if we, if you do more like, if we do more
This is neat.
programming, right, in general, is that the best spot for the pavilion over there?
I think
We
the
do
thought was
camps
to
and
have,
stuff.
Like, people are going to be on the playground, the tennis and pickleball, basketball courts, the pond.
Yeah.
Kind of have it within that like.
Hub area over
This
there.
is where people are. And this is
Yeah.
kind of a gathering spot.
Yeah.
Get people out of the shade.
I feel like that
the
kind of only
playground.
works though, like in the summer, I guess.
I think the pavilion is more of a. It's not really in the winter, but
Right, that's
I
true.
think it works for all the other seasons.
This is neat.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah, could you send that to me?
What's
What?
that?
Probably should put some suggested regulations like carry in your trash, carry out your trash.
Oh, yeah. Good
Yeah.
call.
You
Yep.
know, again.
That's true, because then the
like-
trash will uptick.
Yeah,
Yep.
sit at your own risk,
Yep.
beware of the pond, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anything that you could think of that could catch you
I'm
guys.
gonna go drive by.
Yep, you know, you sit on the
Vale
bench
Street,
at breaks,
see
not
what they have for
responsible
signage.
something.
Yeah, actually, I agree.
And they actually have a
Yeah.
whole, I printed it out, I don't know if I have it with me, but their sign-up thing for the Vale Street Pavilion, like where you book, like if you want to reserve for a birthday party, they have a whole, you have to like sign a waiver thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have
Yeah, we're
All
gonna do
these
the same thing.
regulations that are at least
Yeah, I
on
think
the
that's smart.
website.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that covers us.
I think you kind of do that to cover yourself, and that way, if there's a conflict, like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, you guys
It's
you
very
can
arbitrate it.
specific.
And I love
So-
the idea of having like a QR code on it.
Yeah.
Sign this.
Yeah,
post it,
that's
so you
smart.
can just go up and scan it and
pulls,
book it.
pulls up the website, and
Right.
here's all the rules.
Right, you
and-
can walk up and book it.
I'm not sold on that being the best
Oh,
spot.
here it is, right here.
Like, think about it, right? In the fall, what's the busiest area there? South Common side, for sure. This fall baseball,
like
this
it's
fall
a-
soccer.
It's hard
Well, I
to
mean,
predict what could be.
Yeah, but I mean, that's sports, right? Youth sports. And
Yeah.
So,
But youth sports has a lot more bodies than a birthday party.
yeah.
And if
I
you were
guess
to
so.
do
I just,
a soccer camp, they're gonna do it on the other side.
I think we should just be cautious to not over leverage youth sports, right? Because I think one of the selling points of the pavilion was that it provides value to the whole community, right? Young or old, not it's age agnostic, right? If someone wants to come have a sewing circle in the shade and a nice day, they could do that in the pavilion or talk
Well, you
about-
could do that on the youth sports, I don't understand.
That's true.
It's the same, that doesn't make any sense, but.
It makes some sense, Julie.
Well, in the sense that, like, you could have a sewing circle under the pavilion, whether it's on the outside or this side, right? I'm just saying, like, if you look at Clinton, their pavilion is where it is. It's populated because it's in the center of that hub of stuff, right?
Yeah.
They just have such a giant field.
Yeah, but
Makes
they did
very,
it.
very difficult.
Who, us, I know.
Yeah, it's hard because.
So I wonder, like, we pitch this to the town in this spot. Does that matter as far as like we're approved for CPA funds based
Well-
on this proposal? Here's where we're going to put it. Here's where it's going to.
What other stuff do we
If
have
we
to
move it, like, across,
meet?
I don't know,
I think
make
we,
sure it can be.
I
where it
think
is?
we'd be
Is there other,
fine
like,
because we
testing
got
stuff
approved
have
for
to
the
do?
money
The
for the
conservation.
project.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. I can certainly bring that up with the committee and ask them.
Oh yeah, you would know you're on.
Yeah, but I'd have to ask because I don't necessarily know. I just think like if you were to do like a music event there, or whatever, I don't know. Maybe we're not utilizing that other side. We're trying to like put as much over on that side when we still have
I mean,
the whole other side,
When you say the other side, you mean where the fields are?
the South Common side, yeah. Because we don't want to.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
I don't, if it were 6 months ago, I think I'd feel better about having this conversation. But having just pitched this, like having spent 6 months kind of working it through all the channels and then putting it in front of town meeting and saying we're going to put it here, I would feel uncomfortable, like making a huge pivot. You know, I mean, shifting around a little bit, like to kind of accommodate what makes sense for
Yeah.
that side. I even said during the town meeting, like, expect that we're going to kind of dial in the exact location.
Yeah.
But if we moved it 500 yards on the other side of the property, I just feel like that would, I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Well, we'd be moving it for reason. We wouldn't just be moving it because we decide we want to move it. It would be, it's really close to a schoolyard.
Yeah,
And
but we
if
consider
somebody
that.
wants to open fire on kids at a playground,
Oh,
I don't think the shade.
I'm sorry.
negative,
sorry.
negative.
I don't think they're
It
gonna
is,
choose
but
a shady spot to do that.
you don't know. What I'm saying is we don't want to give people a cozy little area to do things.
Yeah.
And that is a cozy little area to do something.
I'm not sure if I agree
I
with
know, it's far-fetched,
I'm all
okay?
for the talking about moving it, but I think that's a far-fetched reason.
Possibly,
So
possibly.
that's
I
a
think
good spot
ideally
to
it would
have
be
a
like,
Possibly.
The
I
police-
know.
the
You never
police-
know. You never know.
The chief,
Talk about moving it, but-
I ran it through the chief. He was happy with it there. He loved the idea. I went through the principal at BMS. He was happy.
If
and
the
loved having
principal
it
and the
there.
chief are fine with it,
They
then I
were.
think then it speaks to that.
And having the sign up thing as well can help. First of all, if we felt as though there was ever, and this is something that John and I talked about, if we felt as though there was ever an encroachment on the school that was inappropriate, we could just, prohibit use during
Manage
school
that.
hours, basically.
Yeah.
Like, but from, 10 to 3
I just don't want to
or
have to,
whatever.
I don't want to have to do that.
Of
That was-
course,
I don't
right?
think you can
Yeah,
do
that
that
was
because of how it was pitched as a community area. I don't know that you could do that, prohibit it during school hours.
I don't know. I mean, you can't play on the playground during school hours.
Yeah, but that
That's
that
school.
money was raised through a organization with the school.
Was it?
Yeah.
The other
It's
thing
tricky.
that's-
Those grounds are very tricky because of the school.
The other thing that's handy
Yeah.
with the, if we do the sign-up sheet, is a lever we have. If someone is there that maybe shouldn't be there, we can maybe leverage the
Yeah.
sign-up thing, and either they've identified themselves through a sign-up sheet, great, they signed up there, or they didn't sign up, and perhaps there's a way that somebody could sign up and
I
use
guess
the
the
spot.
biggest goal
I
would be
don't
like
think that's
minimal policing responsibility.
Yeah, then how do you
of the
police
whole
it?
Yeah.
Pavilion would be great.
Right.
I just don't want I don't know, I guess the more you talk about the school, it makes
I would
me
move it as
nervous.
far away from the school as possible. And I
just don't
didn't
want,
think
teachers
about
to
it.
have to deal with it, but
I didn't just think about it until I thought about it. And then I said,
I'm just
oh.
trying to think on the other.
I
Say we
had-
wanted to move it to the soccer field area. Where in that realm would it fit?
I
though?
would.
I'd put it right
I
in
know,
the
'cause
middle
it'd be
there.
ugly. I would take down that snack shack that no one's.
That's what I was thinking. You'd
and
almost
put
have to
it
take
there.
down one of those, but then you have the pavilion next to that other thing they just
gazebo.
redid.
The gazebo.
The gazebo. So I feel like that doesn't really
I feel like if you did it over
Oh,
there, you would put it in
terrible.
between the park and the snack shack,
Oh, leave the snack shack standing.
like the other playground.
That's actually something else we have to talk about.
Oh, great.
God,
Well,
so much happening.
yeah.
Well,
Another meeting.
Can you run this just by ZBA and planning, just to get your
Yep,
input?
good idea.
Put on the
That's true
agenda?
too. We should run it by ZBA and planning and conservation too. I mean, the pond is, are we even going to be able to do that there?
Why
With the
wouldn't
Well, I don't
drainage.
think that they would have let them.
Because
go
the
that
drainage
far.
from the school, we have to be aware of that, comes out.
Before you start.
I just
Right.
think that spot that's to the right of the basketball court, it's always been kind of like wet, but only like this time of year, and that's fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, someone will know the answers to all
Like
this.
going
I
to the,
don't-
like where you walk to go to the fishing derby, like on the left there.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
in between
yeah.
that and the building. It's just a
Yeah,
little
it is
damp
always
usually.
I don't know if this is a good time to bring this up, but
Playground.
someone contacted me about the playground, like some pieces becoming loose,
Mm.
and
Mm.
kids were running around with them and using
Oh,
them as swords.
man.
Oh, somebody, yes, I overheard that.
And then
Oh, no.
that also opens up the whole hesitant to bring it up, just because last time we did that, they just, all right, well, put caution tape around it and no one can use it, which I don't really want.
Right.
This
but
is why I wanted to push for,
it
I
does
know.
need, that playground does
Capital
need,
planning.
I think, some attention.
Okay.
So I don't know where you left off with that. Didn't you have a safety person come or?
Yep. he came and did a verbal walkthrough and said, if we inspect this, it will fail.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's tough because you hate to shut it down because it gets
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh,
like good
it gets
use.
for the little guys, it sure does.
It's like the hub playground.
It is.
All,
littles.
Every day of the week.
There's
this
kids
time
there
of year.
before school.
Yeah.
Yep, you're
Yeah.
right, Mark.
But I mean, if it's truly, I don't know if it's like.
Which I
truly
wonder which
unsafe.
structures. Maybe we could just
I want it's like that middle
Make
thing.
repairs.
the middle thing. It's the big one
Yeah, I don't know if you can make repairs or.
Why couldn't we make repairs to it?
because the
Um,
playground guy said they're not even they're not at code anymore. Those are pieces of equipment.
Like I could like make a repair myself, like, you know.
To the original condition it was in. Like, I'm not
No.
trying to like set a high bar, but I'm
We
saying
need, like,
like
a
if there was
new structure.
just put the thing back or put a thing back where where it was.
Yeah, I could do that. I
Right,
think.
right.
Yeah. But I mean,
Right, it's
I
a
think
short term.
it is like a conversation I think we need to have.
Okay.
In the coming like months meetings. I think that
Okay.
at some point that does, and it's a dedicated playground, so I don't
Yep.
want to like rip it up.
Mm.
Right.
But I think that
It's very expensive to like fix.
Would it be
versus
helpful for us
replace.
to maybe meet at the playground at the beginning of our next meeting and just together spend
is, it costs
15
so
minutes
much
there
money.
and then come have our meeting?
You're like
That's a great
putting
idea.
a Band-Aid
Yeah.
on.
Just to get together and take a look at it?
yeah.
Just post it, that you're meeting there and then follow.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know that that the town administrator would endorse any of us, as you know, doing any work on it, even to fix
Yeah,
it
I
temporarily.
mean, right.
Right, yeah, so
Yeah.
hate being on film. So there's that. So, yeah. But that's definitely a good, but this has been toyed and passed around. We've been talking
Yeah.
about this playground
Yeah.
for,
Yeah. They have plans for a whole new one. Sent them.
so maybe,
It's not that bad, but there's just
right.
But according to like playground people,
yeah.
it's
Is it the ones that sell playgrounds?
Yeah.
well, you had the
You're supposed to inspect a playground every year.
Yeah.
yeah.
That hasn't been inspected in,
Has the
Well-
school one been inspected?
no.
That's concerning.
I propose somehow
Right.
we either like let's get some data, right? I mean, we're just kind of guessing it. I mean, Mark, you know specifics, but the rest of us don't.
No, we have data.
It would be useful to at least go have a look. I wouldn't mind having a look together with you guys and just kind of assessing the situation. And then
I think if you look at it, you're like, oh, like as a layman,
Right.
you're like, oh, it looks fine. Like, but I think
Mark,
like
you're right.
an expert's like, oh, well, this.
It's not till I have like my 18-month-old nephew there that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
So just to give you an
Whoa.
idea, like, you're familiar with cribs?
no, yes, I think I understand the
Gist of
specs
that.
and regulations and stuff, and yeah, I get it. And it's almost a self-serving industry because the regulations constantly
right.
change to make the structures obsolete long
Correct.
before their life is over, and then you're forced to rip it out and buy a new one,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 years later the specs change again.
I just think we can only put so much new mulch down
I'm with you.
and say it's fixing the problem.
It
Yep.
definitely helped.
Yeah, it
It
helped.
did help.
It would have
It
helped.
did help.
It would have helped if there wasn't a fence around it, so we could have spread the mulch properly. But
Yeah. And
So-
like I personally wouldn't have brought it up unless it was brought up to me because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like this hazard, but if people are telling that to me on rec,
Yeah,
feel
then
like
you
I
have
have
to
to,
answer
like-
to it.
Yeah.
You're
Right,
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 you're
right.
right.
Bring it
Okay.
up.
so I'm fulfilling my rec duty.
You
by
did
bringing it
good, you did good, yeah.
So
Versus
so
my
let's
personal beliefs.
how do we take action?
I think we should meet down there and take a look. And
Do you want to meet down there with the playground guy, or just with us?
Maybe we should meet there first. We could
Yeah.
make that happen on short notice, right? Like,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have to wait till next month. I mean, we can, but,
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
48
like
hours
12
notice, we
times a
can
week.
convene there. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
anytime, anytime.
8:15 a.m.
All right.
I just hate for the solution to be to. You
I know.
Put caution tape around it and no one can play with it,
That,
which was what happened last time.
People
that's
will
not a
not
good,
be happy.
that's not good, like, value to the town,
Right.
right?
Although I think there is a sign there that has. There's something there, right? A sign like signage.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
think so.
says on it, though. I don't know if it's like play at your own risk or things like that, but
Oh, I don't remember it. I haven't been there in a while.
But how far does that go though? Like, play your own risk. Well, the town was notified of,
I know.
this is
Yeah.
not being safe, and they pointed that sign, like, play your own risk.
Mhm.
I feel
I
like at some
know,
point
but-
you have to like take reasonable action.
yeah.
I agree with you.
Unfortunately, like I don't want to spend money on that. I think that's
So,
I do. I want to build a new playground.
This is a good CPA
Yeah.
funds
do you want to
project.
Do you want to pick a time to round us
Yep.
cats up and take a
Cats.
look at it together?
Yes.
You don't have to do it right now. Just at some
Right.
point. It's for the minutes.
Meet with, okay, playground. Like in the next week?
Yeah, weekish.
Weekish.
yeah. I think it'd be ideal to just do it quick.
Okay.
I think we could spend 15 minutes there.
And then just for closure on the pavilion placement discussion, what I heard was it's worth talking with conservation, ZBA, planning, get their input before we, before we stick shovels in the ground, right?
Mhm.
I'm happy to take that on and continue that conversation.
Yeah.
I've got a meeting with Kristen Friday about pavilion, so I can book those meetings. I try to get on their agendas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Can't hurt.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
All right, I'll bring back what the feedback they give us.
Well, the sign that's there just has like the people that donated on it.
Oh,
It
right.
doesn't have.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the pictures that you had sent me.
Oh, yeah.
Or that the playground guy
Yep.
had taken.
Yep. Yeah, he took a lot, yeah. Yeah, that should, yeah. But that goes back to, speak to that like master plan, and prioritizing projects and stuff. So the playground should probably be the next one.
Do we know when
Yeah.
it was donated?
What's that?
Do we know when it was donated? Did anybody figure that out?
I think we did at one point last time we looked at this.
When it was done?
Yeah.
Oh, Ann Mouse, McKay.
She knows?
Yeah, her name's on one of the bricks.
I wonder what year
It's
it
like
was.
90.
We'll ask her tomorrow.
It's gotta be.
Come on.
It was there
I'd say like,
before they built the new school, or when they built the new school?
I don't know. I'd say probably like
Peg might know. Do you know when the playground, how old that playground is?
No, I mean, I know that my parents' names are on one of the bricks, but, so that's what, 40 years ago?
is it that old?
The bricks, probably.
We're getting up there.
30.
Really?
The new school wasn't there until I was in 7th grade. How long ago was that?
98, 99.
You guys in the same grade?
No.
Oh.
He's older than me.
Oh. All right, that's good.
Okay, so the last thing we had was just subgroups.
Yes.
I keep kicking the can down the road about getting in front of the select board with the master plan. It just hasn't worked out timing wise.
No, that's, yeah.
But I'm on the agenda for Monday, and I'll be there. And the goal is really just to get feedback and advice about the
Yeah.
idea, and it's great to know that, something existed, and maybe folks will remember that process and can
Oh, right.
share. If you don't mind sending that to me,
Chris
that'd be
might,
helpful.
yeah.
What happened with that? Like, where did it all go after that was like created?
Nothing. Nothing happened with it. And a good amount, I understand that it was costly to draft it.
Yeah, you would think
Yeah,
like
sure.
you do that,
Sure.
like,
They did all this research.
Yeah.
and then it just
And
goes
then,
into
He
this.
had
yeah.
also
I'm sure it had
found-
to do with funding. There was none.
This
Yeah.
was
No,
like
they
the
didn't have CPA.
pavilion that they had wanted way
Oh,
back then.
I was gonna say-
Similar.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is cute.
School was opened in 98.
Oh, school's open in 98.
Yeah.
That's right.
98, 08.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think it was probably there
25.
then, or around then. I don't
guess, but
remember. I don't remember.
I feel like a playground should last more than 20 something years.
Well, I guess it depends.
No,
on what's
they
made out
don't.
of.
That's life
Where's
expectancy,
the place
15 to
that-
20 years.
was it Boylston
I know they
Elementary,
don't, but I
that
feel like they should.
wooden
I know, right? So
playground?
much
Was
money.
it a
Yeah.
Death trap.
Bob's right. They just, it's a way to make more money.
Yeah, it's like the car
You're
seats.
so right, you're so
Car
right.
seat's illegal.
Yep, exactly. It's like
If
car
anything,
seats.
if anything, I think our heads are getting bigger as time goes on, so theoretically, you should be able to accommodate more space between the railings each decade.
Which email you want me to forward this to?
Be home,
Our
settle
heads are
on
getting
this.
bigger.
Okay.
As babies.
The other groups, media, we had media,
Media Mark,
programming,
killing it.
events. Anything from you, Mark?
No, you know, I'd like my posts to be
Funny?
get a lot of like interaction. So I feel like I don't want to post like if we don't have like an update.
Yeah.
So I think things are pretty quiet right now. So
Yep.
probably waiting for the next court update.
Yeah, it might be due for a court update.
That's
Maybe
a good
when we
idea.
get an update on where we're at with Lazaro.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're wondering, we're halfway through, or something like that.
Yeah. So
Put
come
your
on.
clever little spin on it.
That's great.
That appeals to the youth.
I'm on it.
I know you are.
I should add to that, actually, the Lazaro, the courts thing made me think. We were talking on CPA last night. They want to have on their website, when courts are happening, they want to have sort of pictures to post on the website along the way.
Oh,
So
awesome.
that'll fall on us, though.
Like
And we'll
in
take-
progress pictures?
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
right, yeah.
I've been taking some pictures.
Oh my gosh, great.
I'll take some more. I mean, a lot of it looks just
Yeah,
like
the
a
same.
flat piece of dirt.
Yeah.
Even though
Like a
there's a lot of
time
work
lapse.
that's gone in there. What?
You should set up a GoPro and do like a time lapse of like the whole.
Do you have a drone, Bob?
Now, is it Media Bob or Media Mark? I'm trying to remember. I don't have a drone.
Well, if you
No.
want Brian can take pictures.
All right.
Like as step by
Note,
step.
it's noted in the minutes.
Volunteer.
Felicia
He's
volunteers her
volunteered.
husband. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll keep
there's
that.
a lot of work. Like it's if you go walk it, you'll see
Yeah.
every 10 feet there's a fence post, and it's set in the ground. You can look down. Everything's perfectly lined up. The
Perfect.
net posts are there.
They started putting posts in, and then I came by later on the day, and I'm like, what's
disappeared.
happening? They're gone.
It's like they ran out of
Where'd they go?
cement or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know what's going on.
I know. I wish I
And
knew
they're
what I
like,
was
the
looking
posts
at.
are gone too. What
Yeah.
happened?
So next week, what should they be doing?
According to the schedule.
I know, but we're behind.
Well,
I know.
I'd love to see them putting the binder coat on.
Actually,
Okay.
be at the.
The next, they should be putting like this first coat of asphalt aggregate,
Okay.
kind of rough mix
I wonder if that-
to just lock it down.
I wonder if that could delay with all the rain that we got. Just because I was looking
haven't had
through.
rain in a while.
It was like 2 weeks ago maybe.
Really?
But right after they
It was,
started,
like,
there was
very.
A,
It was like soaked. I was like, how are they
Mm.
gonna like compact all this? Because it was like just like mud.
I know. I was like, I
Mm.
feel
That'd
like
be
you're
a
gonna need
great
more equipment
excuse.
back.
They should say that.
To say that. Yeah, I don't know.
They should definitely use that excuse. If you're watching.
So if once that gets put on, it'll be more flat, less dirty, and then will people be going on it? I know it's taped off and stuff, but we should really be sending the message to please stay off.
It's a
Media
good
mark,
idea.
post.
I've noticed people will like walk their dogs down there. It might even be people that live nearby, and I just kind of keep an eye. I'm like, and they seem to stay off of it.
Stay off of it,
you
yeah.
know?
No,
They're
I'm
just
just
looking,
I'm
but I
thinking
agree.
kids.
Yeah.
Once it's level, they're gonna go
Yeah.
right over under, and they're
I
gonna
ran into the like,
just run across it.
pack of
There's no hoops or
13-year-olds
nothing.
that play basketball down there all the time. I was just having a look after Lazaro left for the day, and 8 or 10 kids came over, and they're like, when are you guys gonna? When are what's going on?
Oh, the Anthony's.
Yeah, probably. And I was explaining, and they were so excited.
Oh yeah.
They were so pumped,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was thrilled about it.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
awesome.
oh, it's gonna be awesome, guys. They're like, yes.
Yeah.
We were hoping you would do this.
Oh,
we were
that's so
hoping they
great.
would
That's
redo
so
the
great.
courts.
Yeah, that's good. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder
But
what
that's the
they're
next
playing
step.
now.
Binder.
Someone's driveway.
They're gonna binder and then
Go to the school.
sort of lay down the base for the walkway down to the to the parking lot.
Oh, I saw that. That looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that'll
love
be
that.
nice.
That looks really nice.
Yeah,
good.
I like that.
Yeah, that was such a smart idea, and it's nice and wide. I don't know if they're keeping it that wide, but it looks great.
I hope that if they're really thinking about removing that building and doing that parking lot, that they, like, don't wait till they, I don't know, like, they don't delay it if they're gonna.
Delay the courts, you mean?
No, I mean, like, if they're actually gonna do that, I hope it's not, 3 years from now.
It
Oh,
can't be 3 years from now, because if we use ARPA funds, we have to use them.
That's right.
Quickly. We have to have them
They have to be in by like
24,
Yeah.
and then spent by 26, so we don't have
Okay,
time to dilly.
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, it'd be great
That's a
to do it all
project,
kind of
yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if that's, yeah, that'd be nice. It's great, that's a great
awesome.
idea.
Yeah.
That's like a long overdue,
Yeah.
but.
It's like
Refresh
never been a
perfect,
parking
like,
lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So nice.
do residents on South Street park there? They use that area as a parking?
Just that house
The one
across the street, the Bakers.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know how many people live in that house, but there's like
I know, a
12
lot of
cars.
cars, so
Yeah,
many
there's a lot of
cars.
vans.
A lot of vans, yeah.
I think it's just the dad and the 2 boys, because the mother passed away like 10 years ago. But I don't know. There's got to be more people living there, or they have multiple vehicles,
Mhm.
all of them.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there's a lot
But they have a
going
really
on.
crappy driveway, so I
Yeah, that
I guess
driveway
I understand
stinks.
why they park across the street.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Anything from events or programming?
yeah. Yes.
Have soccer clinic hopefully the last week in July. Bob Thompson is going to bring BC soccer players to run a week, like full day clinic.
So great.
It's great.
He's getting me the insurance stuff for the town, and then he's going to actually send stuff right from his site, and people can sign up right on his site. And basically, we'll get so much per kid, but it's going to be set up more like a field usage versus like
Yeah.
making it more complicated than it needs to be. So,
Smart. We should get a flyer in for before the kids go home.
well, that's what I told. I called him today actually, and I said we got to lock this in. I need
Yeah.
your stuff for the town, or you need to connect with
Mhm.
the town administrator so we can get all that situated.
Yeah.
And make sure all the counselors are quarried and all that stuff. But I said I
Would
want
that be
you
a
to.
rec thing or just like a?
So Kristen said that they can quarry them for free. So like
Yeah.
if someone that is going to be a counselor isn't yet, I'm assuming they probably all are because they're all over 18.
Yeah,
But,
probably. Yeah,
You know,
probably.
Bob said that might be a great resource if it's for free, that we could do that and then, you know, still carry it.
Right.
But then I really would love to talk to other boards and discuss like Old Home Day coming back.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
That's a great idea.
Potentially like fall instead of like June or May or whenever they used to do it, but that would be, I
Could
feel
bring
like
back
that could
the
be so
car.
fun. There's so much stuff. Like I have like a laundry
Yeah, you
list
guys are a
things.
wealth of information because you did it when you were younger.
Yeah, it was
it's
awesome.
just, I mean, it was
That's
obviously
what I've
different
heard. It
back
was
then.
I heard there,
awesome.
was there water polo at the South Commons?
No, not that I remember.
That's what I keep being told.
It was.
There's water
Really?
I
polo.
was in it, yeah, they had log rolling.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
In
they
the
have
pond?
They have like
In
the
pond, they had
like
log
saw.
rolling and
It's like
jousting.
so
with the-
fun. It's amazing.
Maybe that would be the best time for the tractor parade
Call it
and
out.
Yeah.
the wagon
Yeah,
parade.
Yeah, you could do everything
Yeah.
like that.
but it's.
Log
I feel
rolling, like
it's
you get on
something
it and
that
roll.
takes so
Yeah.
much planning.
God, so fun.
But if we started now
Yep.
and say put like a September date or something.
You
Well,
could
like
get
next
so many
May.
volunteers in the
You said
community
May, not
to-
September?
Yeah.
To, if you put a little
Just thinking like,
subcommittee
I think we need
together,
like a year to plan it.
you would have no problem getting.
But I
a
also
dozen
feel like we
people to
could,
help.
like, you can rent out spaces for vendors and,
Yeah.
like, there's so much stuff, but we have to know exactly what needs to be done to get all these people to sign up
I
and
think
have a
that's like
booth or have this.
a year-long process for us to figure that out.
So you want something more in September? We could still do a fall fest, and then
Yeah, just-
still plan for the one
Yeah.
a year out. I think you're right because I remember when the Old Home Day. I remember when I moved down to South Commons, they did start that way in advance.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be like
But it also
a huge
hasn't been
thing.
happening forever, so I think you need to really
Just start.
get it going. You know,
Yeah.
years ago, it'd be like, oh, when do we sign up to have a booth at Old Home Day? And people would know about it, and they would know where to go to sign up for it and know when it's happening. Because it was always the same time.
You'll need
Oh.
to talk to the building commissioner if you put up tents, you'll need to talk to fire marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked to
You need come
everyone,
to the-
every person.
You'll need to come to the board for food trucks.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, so it's a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
It's almost like a year-long
Talk to
process.
fire, talk to police for coverage, EMS.
Yeah. Board of Health.
I think that if you wanted to make it happen, you could, Media Mark could post something to get volunteers to help with an old home committee.
Yeah.
And bring it back, and even if it's
Oh, yeah,
a
that's a good idea.
smaller version in this fall.
And there's
like,
still
just
people
get
in
it
town that
started.
used to do it, so I
Yeah.
know. you
I
know.
will.
I'd support you, Felicia.
So what
I
what
support
month
her
we
too.
set?
I'm just saying I want
Okay.
September.
I mean, I don't really care. I just don't want to not have it. In
Not have it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's do it then. September. When does soccer start?
No, Mark's not gonna vote for September.
to. Are you gonna be off on the vineyard all summer?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not, Mark. I
Yeah,
work.
I mean-
I work.
That's a very good point, Mark. Are you going to be off in the vineyard all
No,
summer?
I'm
Is
not
that
going on
cold?
lots of vacations.
It's on your coat. 24
It's
karat?
warm.
So should we set a date then? You can't
No.
do Labor Day.
No.
No.
I think
No, not yet.
if
Mark,
yeah.
Mark's going to talk you out of this.
I would suggest if you
Just
seriously
throwing
want
the
to
idea
commit
out
to
there,
it,
people.
It's an
I love the
awesome
idea.
idea. I love the idea.
I would
just think the
convene a
timing is-
group outside of this meeting
Yeah.
to talk through the logistics and
Subgroup.
try to figure out like how could we pull this off? Can we pull it
All
off
right.
in September?
Yep, I like that
and
plan.
like maybe that crew decides we can, maybe the crew decides we can't, maybe the crew decides something else.
Peg, who was always in charge
You know what I
of
mean?
the Old Home Day?
That's a great idea.
I know Lisa Wysocki.
It's a great opportunity for us four people to not do everything
That fund will.
or try to do everything.
they will
Bob, I like the way you're thinking.
This week,
Celtics, what? No.
Celtics are losing by 2 in a second.
Oh!
All right.
I motion to
We gotta
adjourn.
get home. Motion to adjourn. Okay, we just have a couple.
And we're back.
So we're gonna do a little Tykes program at the end of June. I hope we can talk about it in July, but I want to do a couple of basketball clinics. I want to do a 3-on-3 basketball thing.
Oh, I like that idea.
Right, super fun, right? If the courts are done
Yeah,
by the end of July, we could use the outside courts and the inside courts, and we could get we could have 4 games going at one time.
You should run agility camps in the summer.
Oh, I'm gonna run those too. I want to run a high school strength one or older kids strength one, and then a little guys one.
Bob also suggested he could, there was a good turnout, or if other towns were interested, to do like a preseason for older kids.
I think that's a great idea.
Closer to soccer season.
Yep.
Is this clinic just for Berlin kids, or is it open?
I said I'll give it to all the Neshoba coaches.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we could get
Yeah,
a
it's a great
good
idea.
turnout. Hopefully the
Oh my
field
gosh, his
isn't,
name
like,
alone will bring
hay
people.
by then, but who knows?
I know that's gonna be the
We'll
challenge.
see.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
That's another CPA thing. Would be irrigation, not turf. Irrigation.
How about a well?
We need a well. That'd be part of the irrigation. Yep. Yeah, I think that's it. Do we have anything else?
The soccer party.
Oh, yeah, soccer.
Right.
Oh.
Jamie texted me and said they have not been able to land on date yet.
Oh
So
my God, these people.
Because of baseball.
This is after they told me to book a bounce house.
Oh no. Did you book it?
Yeah. I'm leaning towards the 8th, but I don't have confirmation.
The 8th is BMS Field Day.
oh, that's not a good day.
I don't think that's a good day to do it.
Kids are gonna be burnt out by the end of the day.
It's hard. They've
should
been
we tell
bouncing
her
around
that?
a bunch of dates.
Yeah, it is
Um,
hard in June.
And they keep asking baseball, and we're like, I'm sorry, we have this, we have that. And I finally was like, it's not going to work for everyone. Like, I prioritize the older kids being able to go. Like,
It's not going to work for everyone. You're right.
like my kids have a game on the 8th. But I was
Yeah.
I
like,
feel like Kaylee has a
That's
game,
how we were
too.
last year.
no, you guys missed it last year.
No, I ran that one
No, Rick-
thing.
Rick
for my
missed
whole
it.
life. Rick wasn't there. Yeah.
And he's bummed, so I feel like
Yeah, it is what it is. You can only.
it's not going to work for everyone. But
That's right.
I think
It's
Oh,
not gonna
Kaylee
work for
doesn't.
everyone.
the last kids, the oldest kids should have priority.
Yeah.
Their last
Mm.
game's the 6th.
All right. Well, we can.
That's a good way to look at it.
We could probably just wait until we get. I mean, nothing more we can do, right? Until we have their timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not even the end of soccer. Isn't that
Yeah, they have a game that weekend. Yeah.
is...
Oh, because soccer started later this year, right? Because you played on the Derby day too, and that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
No, it started earlier then. Oh, no. Maybe you're right.
No, I think you started later. And
Well, the
you went-
Derby was earlier this year.
That was the
No,
first-
15th. Derby's always on the 15th. Don't Mike told
Yeah,
me.
normally we have a game before, the week
Yep,
before
yep.
the Derby. And then typically we'll have that weekend off.
Off.
One of those weekends, but we played both
That's
April
right.
vacation
Oh.
weekends.
That's right. Yes, that's correct. You
Yeah.
played both. Usually have
We'll
one
end up
off.
having it when we're all in North Carolina.
Anybody want to
Having
watch
all
go
the
watch
fun.
Celtics?
Yep. Okay, motion to adjourn.
whatever. Good.
Second.
And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yes, thank you.